Hi there, folks. Welcome back. I am the Middle Management Gamer. This is another episode of An Aging Gamer Laments. So, I guess at this point, this is my blog or vlog or just a state of events, what's going on. So, probably going to do a little bit of catch up at the beginning, and then at the end, we'll go over a little bit of the game that I'm playing. So if you just want to know what's going on in my life, watch the beginning. If you want to know what's going on in my gaming life, watch the end. If you want to see the whole thing, oh, that'd be awesome. And then tell your friends all about us. So, so I said last week that I was going to show you some footage of the completed concrete in the basement, and that footage is here. Well, I said I'd give y'all a view of what it looked like when they were done. And you can see they concrete the trench in, and it runs all the way around the basement. So we'll be able to put down flooring now, and theoretically won't have to worry about flooding. They did take out the extra post, because now this is re-supported with the extra concrete around it, so this primary beam is safe. And then out here we got our battery backup, and we've moved that over into the corner. Not exactly sure exactly where I want to put that, but we had an electrician come out because we had a breaker kicking on our dryer, and he got to talking with Miss Management Gamer about this particular model and said that it has a tendency to kick the JFI breakers that it's plugged into, and that people who have it end up having their house flood anyway because they don't realize the breakers kick. So bought ourselves a power detector there, which will give us a signal if the power goes out, and it runs all the way around. This is the outside in the garage area, and they did come through and encapsulate this area as well, so that's kind of cool. At least it looks, you know, a little better finished wise. And this drain here, which was where water was pulling a lot when there was flooding. And then this is the drain out here. This is actually where it actually gathers. Honestly, I'm not really sure about this drain. We put some mosquito stuff into it, but I guess the water will fill in there. I honestly don't know what this, and you can't really tell in the camera, but there's a second pipe here. This one goes in the basement. That's where it would flow into the rest of the trough and fill up. I don't actually know where this pipe goes to, so that's something you might want to find out. It's super hot out here in the neighborhood. Put some water bowls out for the squirrels because it looked like they were about to die of heat exhaustion. 1 minute the wife wants to kill the squirrels, the next minute she's giving them water. And then if the pipes and everything do overflow, this is where the water goes out, and it would just join our ditch line and carry on its way. So yeah, that's been actually done for a little while, but I hadn't actually uploaded the footage and shown y'all so you could see what was going on. And I did do some added stuff after the fact. As I mentioned, our dryer for our clothes dryer was not functioning. It, like, you'd hit the start button, it'd go doo doo doo, like it was going to start up and do laundry, and then it would just kick itself off. And if you jiggled the plug just right, you could get it to come back on, but yeah, didn't want to stay on, so that was frustrating. So we ended up having to call the electrician to come out and look at it, and we've actually already had him come out here and look at it once, and prior to that my father looked at it, and it was the ground wire inside the box was loose, and the box was being pulled off of the wall, which is what was causing it to loosen. So he reattached it. My father had already tightened it up, and that seemed to fix it for a while, but then it went back out. So we brought the electrician out to see if we needed a new box for it, that particular plug for the dryer. And he said, no, it's fine. And then he tightened it up and everything worked fine for a couple of weeks, and then whoop, did it again. So we called him back out, and he still said, no, you really don't need a box. It's just your ground keeps loosening up, and they used too large a wire when they put it in there. So he said he could change that out if we wanted him to, but I don't know. For right now, we just kind of let it go as it is. And we'll see how long it holds up if the wire stays tight this time. Beats buying a new dryer, that's for sure. But while he was there, he was talking to Mismanagement Gamer about our pump system and our battery backup. And, you pay all this money to... So you wake up in the middle of the night and you walk down into your basement and you step into 2 to 3 inches of water. And that kind of changes you inside a little bit. And are you going to come up here? Oh, come on. Come on. All right, Brownie's joining us. So, and she was right there with me. You remember that, Brownie? She was just, I guess, jumping from dry spot to dry spot in the basement while I was walking around through these puddles because it was dark and I couldn't see, and it was like 4 a.m. And like I said, that just kind of changes you and your peace of mind and your stability and how you feel, and kind of like the safety of your own house. I don't know if I mentioned it, but like 10-15 years ago, our house got broken into, and ever since then, it's you never really feel safe anymore after that. So he mentioned to her that that particular brand of pump system has a tendency to kick the GFIs. And then the people found out after the fact that their house still flooded because the pump system wasn't working. So, take our peace of mind that we paid all this money for to reduce the floods and the fear of floods and kind of reduce that to cinders. So I had to come up with a backup and got a, what do you call a electric battery. So it's a battery system that's plugged into the plug that the pump and the battery are plugged into. And it's got a battery backup, so if it loses power, it sends a signal to a hub and will send me a message to tell me that that particular power is out. And if the whole house is out, so be it. The battery backup kicks on and we're good to go. But if it's just that one plug that's kicked off, we know we can go reset it, the battery stays charged, and when we're in an emergency, the pumps work. Because theoretically, if our house is going to flood, it's probably going to be during a storm. So that's pretty much all the up-to-date news on the basement garage situation. I think I mentioned that it's probably not going to become my game studio again. We have kind of different plans in mind that I think will make our house a lot cooler, literally and figuratively, because our bedroom is hot. So, that would be cool if we could make that the master bedroom. It'd be a lot cooler. Haha. Dad jokes. I don't have kids, so it's a faux pas. But anyway, other things that's been going on. We have been going to this delicious restaurant, and I bought their shirt here, and I don't know if you can see it because Brownie kind of sat down, but it's Cafe Rustica. It's a German schnitzel bar in the capital near us. And we've gone up there the last 2 weeks, and she had schnitzel, and I had sauerbraten one time, and I had a shrimp crab scallop corn fritter thing in a dill dressing. It was really good, and the bread's outstanding. But I really liked this shirt, and I guess I was just kind of staring at it, and Mismanagement Gamer said, you want that shirt? And I was like, yeah, I kind of do. And to me, I don't know if I've talked about it a lot in other videos, but I'm a big slasher movie fan, horror movies. But I'm not into slasher movies for probably the same reason that a lot of people are into them. It's not about the body count, although I enjoy a high body count in a slasher film. And it's not about the sex and the nudities and the drugs and the rock and roll and all that. I really like murder mysteries. And depending on the slashing flick and the way the genre is set up, a lot of them are just graphic murder mysteries. Like, you don't know who the killer is and what's going on. But the picture on the front kind of reminded me of the Cupid mask that the killer wore in Valentine. He's got a little pointy hat too, so I don't know. I just kind of liked it. Speaking of slasher flicks, we went to see In a Violent Way or In a Violent Type, or the title escapes me. I'll put it in the description. I'll look it up after the video. It's kind of like an art house slasher flick where you follow the killer around, and probably really boring to a lot of people, because literally it shows you what it's like in a slasher film when you're not following the heroine or the hero of the story. So basically, this killer, and basically he's a knockoff Jason, is just walking through the film, through the woods. And there's no soundtrack, so it's just the sound of the woods and the insects and the birds, and it was really kind of relaxing if you're into that kind of ASMR kind of stuff. It's not really my scene, but I thought it was pretty interesting. And went and had lunch with a high school buddy. We'll call him Southern Gentleman. If you know, you know. But it was good to catch up. And I look forward to doing something like that a little more often in the future. And as far as books, what have I been reading lately? Stephen King short story series, If You Like It Darker. Book just came out like 3 or 4 weeks ago. I picked it up. I've read all of them but the longest story in there. So I'm saving that. I'm going to read that next. There's a sequel to Cujo called Rattlesnakes. It's almost kind of like a sequel to Duma Key, because it takes place on Rattlesnake Key, which I haven't looked to see if that's a real place or not, or if it's just another one of those made up Stephen King places, like Duma Key. But it follows the father of the boy who was in the car in Cujo with his mother, and the husband of the mother, obviously. So it kind of follows up and gives closure to kind of like that story. If you've seen the movie and haven't read the book, or you've read the book and haven't seen the movie, the endings differ. And I'm not going to do spoilers, but kind of interesting. And it's a lot of like twists. There's some really short ones. There's some like will grab your heartstrings in kind of true Stephen King fashion. So. And I'm still reading Holly. I've been working on that one for a while. I normally like the Holly Gibney books, but this one is, I'm having a hard time sticking. I might even have to start it over and read through it. And listening to Olympus by Dan Simmons, and that's the book I'm listening to and from work. So that one I definitely suggest. It's the second part in the series. The first one's the Ilium, and it's kind of like his take on the Iliad, with sci-fi modern stuff going on. So that's that. And this is the game we're playing, VRising. And I mentioned in the last one that I'd probably do some gameplay video. At this point, if you're not interested in the games, well, have a good day, and you can catch up with me next week, where we'll talk about what happened this week. Got Mom's birthday coming up, so maybe we'll talk about what's going on with that. Who knows? But if you're here for the gaming, let's go. I'll show you what I got going on here. Come on, Linus. All right. So I think last time I played, I hadn't built my castle yet. So I was like stuck in the sun. That's my follower. You can, once you reach a certain point, you can go get slave followers, like Renfields, if you will, to kind of help you out. And you kind of, and that's my horse. I can ride my horse around the castle here. Jump off. So, I haven't put a lot of furniture in here, so it's really just a giant workshop that I've set up. That's my teleporter, will allow me to teleport to different places on the map. So this is where I'm at here, and these are different teleport locations. So if you haven't played the game, you're not familiar, you can teleport to these areas, and you can teleport back, but you can't teleport if you're carrying unteleportable items. So let's see if I got one here. This glass cannot be teleported, so I would have to drop this if I was going to use the teleporter. So basically this game revolves around you going out and getting materials and using them to build stuff. Basically I'm using iron items right now. Started off with like leather and bone and moved to copper, and now I'm on to iron. So I got a tailoring bench here, which allow you to make leather and cloth goods. So that's cool. I'm about to start working on these, but I need to collect a lot more cotton to make the cotton yarn and a lot more wool thread. I got a loom, and you use that to actually make your threads and your cotton thread so you can make stuff. You got to actually go out and collect the cotton, which looks like this. And then over here I got my tannery. Use that to tan hides to make leather. And then you can make stuff at the leather station. Right now the only leather recipe I have is this leather bag, which allows me to carry more items. And then you can build little storage bins, like this is my tailoring. It's got all my leather and my threads and all that in it. That's pretty cool. And then you got this vermin nest. This allows you to actually feed and attract rats and whatnot, spiders. So if you're running low on blood, you can sustain yourself using that. Or you can use the rats to create blood essence to fuel things. And then I got my herb storage here, all my herbs, all the different flowers. You can find seeds to build gardens and alchemy stuff. So this is all the blood essence I've collected. You actually use these to fuel your castle. And then my alchemy table here. Different potions I can brew. And then in here I have my woodworking table and saw and the grinder. And then my furnace for making ore and various other things. My smithy table, use this to make iron swords and axes and longbows and whatnot. And the mimic eats equipment you no longer need. Workbench for creating stuff. Paper press for making paper so that you can do research, to study new things to build. And I am going to drop off all the stuff in my arsenal that I don't need before I go out. Alright, so now I can teleport out, and we are going to hunt something. So these are the different V-blood bearers, and basically what you're trying to do is revitalize your vampire bloodline by feeding on these various things. I got Tristan the Vampire Hunter. I've been fighting this guy for a little while and I can't seem to kill him. I'd like to craft a great sword, that'd be cool. But I'm having a hard time beating this guy, so we're going to go out and have a look at him, see if I can't take him. I don't have the strongest blood on right now, so there's different quality of blood you can get from different enemies that you come upon. So if you take blood from like a rogue or assassin type character, you get better critical hits, better overall damage from brute and soldiers. There's like scholars and wizards and stuff that you can steal the blood from, which gives you stronger spell magic. So turn into a wolf allows me to move a little faster. The trick is to kind of get him where he's not near a whole bunch of guards. I don't think that corpse pile noticed me. So. All right. There he is.
Trash and I'm the shovel.
Ah, crap. Oh, that's no good. Not doing that well. Okay, okay, okay. Maybe. Maybe. Got him.
Didn't think I'd lose.
All right, so that was a pretty epic battle. He almost had me. But yeah, you can get into a battle like that and very easily get in trouble because other people will join the fray. So, after that, we will return to our castle and see what we got. So you can actually mark stuff on the castle, and then up in the corner, or mark stuff on the map, and up in the corner in your mini map, it'll give you a trail, which is the easiest way to get back there. And you see there's bubbles in that water right there. I don't know if you can actually see it. All right. I actually have a fishing pole. All right. Get our fishing pole out here. And you can fish. Just got to wait for the bubbles to... Got to be patient. Woo! I don't know what a fat goby is, but I got it. And coming up on my castle, you can see in the top of the map there, that light blue shaded region is my castle. All right, so let's check out what we got. So we got this, he dropped a blood spell point tier 3. So that should give me a new spell. Blood hunger. I don't know what that is. Allows me to instantly recognize blood type and blood quantity. And then blood essence, and then the great sword. So, yeah, there it is. Iron great sword. I'm still going to craft one. So let's have a look at what that looks like. All right. We need some iron. All right, so we got iron and wood. All right, so you can see the Smithy starts going. Alright, 5 seconds left. And boom. So this is my regular sword. This is my great sword. It moves a lot slower. And let's see what the special is on it. We got this one. Ooh, that's nice. Nice charge attack. And then we got this one. So, charge. And then this jump attack. Boom! That's pretty cool. I don't know. It moves a lot slower, and honestly, I'm not a brute strength fighter when it comes to video games. I typically play speed characters with stealth and critical hit and move in, move out quickly. But sun's up, so we're going to pass up into our crypt here. And we're going to go to sleep for the day. So, that's where we're at in VRising. Like I said, it's a lot of fun. You know, I'm by no means an expert at it yet. I'm struggling with some of the fights. The battles with some of the enemies are super tough. And you can see so far I've knocked out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 of these V-Blood bearers. So there's so many more. And I think the last one is like Dracula. And there is some DLC for this game, which is Castlevania, and I think one of these guys is probably a Belmont. Maybe several Belmonts. Maybe Alucard. I don't know. It'll be interesting to find out. So, if you're interested in this, let me know. I'll post some more videos about it. Otherwise, thanks for joining me today. I hope you like catching up with me, and I hope you enjoyed playing. And look forward to seeing you again in the future. Thanks. Have a good one. Bye-bye.